Right. Hello, old farts. Hi, Tom.
Hey Bob, how you doing, Bob?
I've been busy. I've been busier than I want to be. That's for sure. That's my. Let me turn
Doing
that
too
off.
much.
Okay, that guy's repeating me. My wife is running a national women's convention in Las Vegas the first week of June. And I got elected to do the program book, the graphic design of all the signage, the AV, and a variety of other tasks. And so I've been pretty busy for the last week and a half at the moment, and I'm going to be busy for the next 3 weeks for sure.
Well,
And
while
then,
while we got you here, we better jump in then.
oh, so listen, I want to welcome everybody to another episode of the Old Farts with Drones, where batteries aren't the only thing aging,
Yep,
although my
that's so true.
batteries are aging.
Well, tonight we've got a big topic that affects just about everybody in the drone community. Talking about hobbyists, commercial pilots, first responders, educators, content creators, surveyors, inspectors,
Oh,
basically
yeah.
anybody who flies anything with propellers. Now, Bob and I have been trying to advocate folks to get online and comment. And we're very pleased. I'm not saying it was because of us, but we're very pleased that the FCC has now received over 3,200 public comments regarding the placement of foreign-made drones and critical subcomponents on the FCC
Yeah.
covered list under
And
what the
last
two
Friday,
dockets, right? Yeah, 2622 and 2623. So one was DJI, the other was Autel, but you could comment on both at the same time. And what's
Yeah.
interesting is the response from the drone community, I would consider has been pretty good, passionate, a lot of honesty, and far more informed than many people expected.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, when like last Friday, we did this special show because Monday was the deadline for this
That's right. Yeah.
comments on this particular issue of the DJI and the Autel issue. Monday was the deadline. And on
Yeah.
Friday, Vic Moss was on with us, and he there at that point there was already
We,
1,500
we
something
had Vic and we had Chief Wayne Baker on together.
from DJI.
You know,
Yes,
so we had the manufacturer's side of the fence, and then we had Vic wearing two hats, the Drone
yes,
Advocacy Alliance, right? And
yeah.
also the Drone Service Providers Association. So now this isn't, folks, you got to keep in mind, this isn't just about DJI or Autel. It's about Americans still having access to affordable, capable drone technology, or whether politics
Yeah,
and bureaucracy are going to decide what we're allowed to fly, right?
exactly. I
So
mean, it's if I
yeah,
want to buy a bicycle at Walmart, okay, right now I can go over there and it's probably made in Taiwan or it's made in China, but
or
I have the
Malaysia or
freedom.
Vietnam or wherever. It
Yeah,
shouldn't
and
matter.
I have the freedom to buy that,
Yeah.
no matter what it is, where it is,
And
and
folks,
now
we're not anti-American, Bob. That's far from it,
no,
right? But you know what? There's a lot of misinformation out there flying around, like that flying around. The FCC did not ban people from flying their current drones, okay? But if manufacturers can't get FCC certification approved, literally the pipeline dries up. So
yeah,
no certification, no new models. And what, this year is going to be a banner year for
yeah,
DJI. I mean, what, they've claimed 24 products being released this year?
Oh, I know.
And
We're going to miss the Mavic 5 Pro, you know, which is probably going to be
the Air 4,
Air 4, the Air 4S, you know,
I believe
all
an
of those.
Avata 3,
I wouldn't be surprised
Pocket
because
4.
the Avata 360 is not the Avata 3.
No, it's not. It's not. Okay.
Yeah.
And
It's
you know,
more
it's
the
not
Neo
just
Pro.
drones. It's not just drones, right? We're talking about, first off, you can't buy in the US, you can't buy the new DJI Mic Mini 2. You can't buy the Pocket 4
Pocket
or the
4 Pro.
or the Pocket 4 Pro that's coming out. So we're not just folks, we're not talking about just drones here. But you know, what does this mean for us? Okay. What it basically means is we're gonna have fewer choices. There's gonna be reduced competition.
Yeah.
We're gonna pay higher prices because we're gonna want to buy these items anyway, and we're gonna wind up buying them on gray market.
Yeah.
Which means we're going to pay more and wait longer for them. And, you know, people don't think, you know, this is the other thing. And hobbyists have to realize, okay, there's a bigger animal out there. And we're talking about the impact on small businesses and public safety agencies. You know, as somebody who's worked in public safety technology and operated commercially under Part 107, in a very complex urban environment like Las Vegas, I can tell you, these aren't toys. These aircraft are actually tools, right?
No, this is, you're watching them, you're watching Tom's footage on ESPN, okay? I mean, I hate to brag here, but I mean, these are tools that are being used for productions of major sporting events and major events, period, in Las Vegas here. Are you flying 4th of July, Tom?
Yeah, probably a few dates before then, and we have 4th of July, which of course this year is going to be huge because this is the 250th birthday of the United States, right? And we will definitely be flying and capturing incredible footage along the Vegas Strip. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm sure they're going to be able to feed directly from your controller. They're taking the HDMI out of your controller into an SDI feed into live video there. So pretty amazing.
For New Year's Eve, I had a broadcast pack plugged into the back of my pickup truck. And was able to feed directly to ABC TV, Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve. Yeah. And, you know, so the footage gets used there. We shot for TikTok not too long ago. Bob was one of my VOs for a recent job where we shot for the NCAA, ESPN, the Final Frozen Four. So, you know, here's what I'm worried about, okay? And this is something I'll throw out to everybody here in the chat and welcome a lot of people joining us right now. Thanks so much.
I was just going to stop. I just saw, there's quite a few people, quite a few of our friends are here.
You got Jody from Jones Shots. Let's see. John is in here from Gator Drone.
Yeah. Phil
John
George.
Hey, welcome, John.
Phil George, our northern neighbor here.
Yep.
George.
Waypoint, New England. Brian, good to see you, brother.
Brian. Great.
We have Phil
Phantom
George,
Flight
DD
101. Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's happening, Herman? How's everything, brother?
Herman, didn't you do a show today already? Or what?
He just got off. Yeah. Jim's droning is on.
Yeah.
You know, so
John
we got
a
Drone View Media. Welcome. So here's a question I want to throw out there, right? Do you think the average lawmaker actually understands how drones are used in the real world? Well, I'm sorry. I used the term in there I shouldn't have associated with the average lawmaker, and that's real world, okay? Because it seems, Bob, after they get in to the ivory tower, they forget about what life is like on the outside for the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's difficult. It is.
It is, and you know, it's good to see Alan here from Drone Review Media. Sorry, Alan, I
my
didn't
Irish
mention
brother. Yes,
but yes, but you know, and I'm sorry, Alan. We seem like a whiny bunch here in the U.S., don't we?
yeah.
Because it seems like we're always up against the wall here, trying to fight to get product.
Well,
but
Alan will have more rights than anyone in the United States to purchase and use and create a work of whatever he wants to do than I do. You know?
Yeah.
Living in the EU, living in Ireland, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
It takes away a great deal of flexibility. But let's get back on the main point here, okay? The one thing I have to say, and I'm very happy for this go around, is like Bob had mentioned, 3,200 plus comments to the FCC, okay? That means the drone community showed up this time. Now, for some of you, that doesn't seem like a large number.
Yeah.
But it is a big number. It is a big number because, you know, it eclipses what we've done in the past. So this may be one of the first time policymakers are actually hearing from people that are using these systems every day. And what I liked, and Bob, I spent several hours going through and reading. I read a lot of the Express submissions, which folks, don't think by submitting an Express comment that you were shortchanging us. You weren't. In fact, the Express comments get indexed so much quicker, and they get seen a lot quicker also. Now those of you
as an Express.
Yeah. And I believe, Bob, didn't you also submit a PDF also?
I had 2.5 written pages, okay, and I submitted that as an Express, and it went in no problem, and it was there, you know. It was it worked no problem.
You know, and the comments, what I was happy about, it wasn't just emotional reactions, right? Many included operational experience, safety data, you know, technical explanations. I mean, if you look, Vic submissions under DSPA and the DAA, one was 12 pages long, okay? But there were very few oppositions as far as agreeing with the FCC. Very few, okay? So my question to you guys is, hey, did you guys submit comments? I hope you did, okay? And I guess the real question is, if you didn't, did you think it didn't matter? Did you think your comments wouldn't count? Because I want to make one thing clear. Every voice in our community counts, and we have to remember that, okay? But one thing
that's our power. That is our power.
That is our power as a community. You know, one thing became clear, Bob. Drone pilots, I believe, are paying attention.
It's much more so than we have in the past. I hate to say it. You know,
it is. Yeah. You know, now this is something I found very interesting. So during this week, the FCC came out and said, hey, we're going to allow software and firmware updates to continue through 2029. Oh, thank you for that gift.
Why? You know, what motivated them to do that?
Well, Bob, I'm going to say we want to be parochial and think it was because of us drone flyers, but I'm going to be totally honest with you and go, if you missed it, they were banning routers, modems, and telecom infrastructure and networking equipment that were added to the covered list.
Yes.
And, you know, I come from a public safety. Anything you have, Bob. I mean, you know, the way we're communicating right now, I bet you our routers and modems were not made in the US.
I guarantee you. I absolutely guarantee you. I know what routers I have, and I know that they're on this list. Okay.
So thinking the FCC was being gracious and kind to us, to me, is a bit of an overstatement at best. Okay. There are millions of devices in American homes and businesses that rely on this networking equipment, okay, on this infrastructure.
Yes.
And you are basically creating a cybersecurity nightmare if you don't allow, okay, security patching. We will be at risk 0 day. So what the point I'm trying to make here is that same logic applies to our drones. The worst thing that could happen is a safety related issue with our drone that was a known issue prior to the incident that was addressable by a firmware update, right? So that's something that we have to take seriously. Let's see. John Coopy, I agree with Tom. The reversal on the firmware updates, which included routers, network equipment, ended up having nothing to do with drones. The IT and sysadmin community screamed about it, and you are 100% on point, John. That is exactly what happened here.
This is foolish rulings that done by inexperienced people that are put in charge of these agencies.
Well, that is an uninformed regulatory body making those decisions for us, the consumer, us, the citizen. So, look, let's realize what firmware updates do, right? We have safety-related issues. We got remote ID-related issues.
You got a computer, you got a phone. I mean, you get updates nonstop.
And those of you that say, and I've heard it way too many times in our community, where people will say, "Oh, I don't update the firmware on my drones," and that is foolish. That is foolish. I'm going to say those of you that don't update your security patching and your firmware on your computers are just as foolish, because the risk that you're taking impacts actually all of us, right? So a cybersecurity fix that's out there that you don't deploy can then propagate across a wider population, and that makes it more dangerous for us. But when we're talking about flying drones, we're not talking about driving a car where the check engine light comes on and we pull over to the side of the road. Okay? We get a flat. We pull over to the side of the road. When those things happen, we're not getting a flat up in the sky, but hey, something happens to a prop, something happens to a motor, something happens because of a battery management related issue that could have been fixed in firmware, now renders that drone inoperable. The problem is when you're 200 feet above the ground, gravity
that hurt human beings and property.
Gravity's unforgiving. That's an issue. So
how many times do they update firmware on a Boeing 707? I mean, it's this is not new. I mean, this technology is evolving. And it's the evolving nature of it. They are able to find out that just by changing a few lines of code, we can stop this from happening, or we can make this work better, or we can make this work safer with just to be able to flash the internal codes into these phones, drones, iPads, computers, whatever. I mean, it makes an amazing amount of difference. It is.
There's things we do with technology every day that people don't understand the impact, right? Coming from public safety technology, we had a cybersecurity team that was, I think, trying to remember the number of, I had 8 members on that team on the job, okay? And their job was to look at every patch. Their job was to look for every fix that was out there. Their job was, I mean, we were tied in with some of the biggest companies protecting our infrastructure. But when you look at what was going on there, the criticality of the environment, God forbid something, you know, and we've seen it happen around the country and around the world where 911 dispatch systems have been hacked. And what does that mean? Well, when you pick up the phone to call 911, nobody's on the other end.
You know, when I'm choking to death, I can't get a hold of somebody to come get me. You know, yeah. No, it's a crazy thing. I've ended most of my comments with lawmakers. You know, as you probably, you know, some of you know, I've been fortunate to be able to get in front of 3 congressmen and 2 senators. And usually my end comment is that if I'm lost in the woods, I want the guy with the best drone to be able to find me. Okay.
I
don't
agree.
want an inferior piece of equipment, you know, trying to help me, you know, so I'm personally involved in this. Okay.
Yeah. And to John's point here, right? Koopy's point is a lot of drones can definitely be flown safely every day without the firmware updates. And you know, we got people out there flying Sparks and original Mavics and Mavic Platinums and that are end-of-life drones.
I had a Mavic Platinum in my hand a few weeks ago in California.
Right. But John, my point is that when you're flying commercially, when you're flying for public safety, you have a responsibility to maintain the currency of that firmware because there are things that can happen, you know, just on the public safety side, right? The ability to use various payloads, because the drones that are used on the public safety side, we can carry multiple payloads. You want to be able to leverage those payloads, and without maintaining the currency of the software, you can't always leverage these components. So it's very, very critical. Now, one of the things that I think, and security is only a fraction of the conversation. The feds aren't going to allow over 80% of UAS in the national air system. Okay, I think, look, that's definitely a discussion item. Whether it's a discussion item for right now is another question. But what I want to do is I don't want to dive into the intent that the FCC is trying to ground us all. I don't think that is necessarily the case, and I don't think that's a long-term goal. But the point I want to segue into, Bob, here is there anybody ready to fill the void that DJI and Autel are leaving behind? Because to be honest with you, okay, we've seen the anti-gravity A1 drone, fantastic. Okay, we've seen the Potenzics, we've seen the Atoms, the Potenzic Atoms, the various drones that are out there. But guys, the majority of those, I'm saying, forget about the majority. All of them are not built in the U.S. That's it. U.S. companies, while they're
no
innovating,
difference in their manufacturing of those. Those are probably manufactured with less safety and less quality control than what they're outlining.
You know, there are U.S. companies that are innovating, no doubt about it. And Bob, you and I will be at Commercial UAV Expo. We'll have a whole group of us at UAV Expo, Commercial UAV Expo, and there's nothing but innovation. But there's no desire by any of these companies to get into the consumer marketplace.
The hobbyists, the small business.
Not just the hobbyists, but see, that's one of the things we sometimes take for granted. We go, oh, well, the Mini 3, the Mini 4, the Mini 5, listen, those drones are being used commercially also.
Oh no,
Besides
I
the
was
Mavic
offered
4s.
to shoot for professionally with a Mini 5 Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But pricing is going to remain a major issue here.
yeah.
And ecosystem maturity, okay, still lags in many areas. I mean, look at the situation that just happened. The Avata 360 was released, right? Okay, we can debate whether it should have been called an Avata, whether the quality. Okay, to me, it's still an amazing drone. It gives me a great deal of creative capability. Is it an Avata 2? No, it's not an Avata 2. They fly completely different. But look at what DJI did here. Because of the maturity in their ecosystem, I could buy that Avata 360 drone only because I have goggles for it that work. I have motion controllers. I have RC2 that will work with it. Okay. If we have an American company enter this game, we're basically starting from scratch. Okay. And then we'll have to question the camera quality, the software integration, all of that. Now, keep in mind, many small businesses can't afford a $15,000 to $40,000 aircraft ecosystem. I have a Mavic 4 Pro that I use and I shoot commercially with. And it exceeds the requirement that ABC TV had for us. Okay. And they had me shooting in D-Log so they could color grade on their end and all of that good stuff. Okay. What did that drone cost me? At the end of the day, with extra batteries, cases, and all that kind of stuff, I spent maybe $4,000. Okay. Now, if you told me that I couldn't get that same quality unless I bought a $20,000 drone, well, I might think twice about entering the commercial market, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. $4,000, you might make back that in a year. If, it's $20,000, it might take you 5 years, it's a crazy situation. Certainly crazy. So if anybody else out there wants to jump in and you have any topics at all here, I got a couple of videos that were sent to me that I'm going to work on putting up here in just a few minutes. But if anybody else wants to jump in, I have dropped the StreamYard link into the chat. Look for me. I was back a few people there. So if you got a minute and you want to join the conversation, we'd love to hear from you. Okay, I'm going to drop in there's the link again to jump in, and we'd love to hear from you. I want to get Lance's video. Lance Cadilla is flying his Avata 360, and he asked me if I wanted to show any of this on. And he's been a pretty creative person that I've been very impressed with. And so if you give me a moment or two here, folks, I'd like to bring up.
I want to make two more points here. Okay.
Sure. Go ahead.
This conversation before we close out. The main point I want to make here is that this conversation shouldn't be anti-American manufacturing. It should be encouraging competition and innovation without artificially removing a segment of the market. Because you remove that segment of the market, we don't have the competition and innovation. So that's what's important here. And look, if there was an American drone made that had the same capability, okay, it was a few bucks more, I might be prone to purchase that drone. But we're not even close at this point, okay? And we're going to fault DJI because they entered the market as early as they did. That's not the way the game should be played, okay?
No.
You got something queued up yet there, Bob?
Yeah, just got it started here. This is pretty amazing stuff here. Hold on here. Let me bring it in. All right.
Okay. You know what they call that in the industry, Bob? They call that dead air.
Dead air, yes.
There he goes. I can see it. He's getting it up there. Okay. Bob
Yep,
Bob
here
has a
we
little
go.
trouble getting it up. So give him some time there. Okay.
See if he's got sound on here.
Yeah, I saw this. Lance just put this out, in fact.
Yeah. I mean, it really gives you what's possible with this technology, and a 3D drone. It's all in all of
360
this
drone?
is in the edit.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say about that. Yes, there's a lot you can do in the edit, but folks, don't think you can just fly willy-nilly and get this type of footage. You still have to plan your shots. And I've done a deep dive into the Avata 360, and I've been using it extensively over the last few weeks. And you got to do a few things. You have to fly smoothly. You got to really work on not introducing that jittery movement into your shots. You have to plan your route, and you have to be cognizant of where the sun is, because you have ultra wide fisheye lenses here.
Right.
Okay.
You're
That
just
create nothing but lens flare. So if you want to show specific, if you're trying to go for specific items in your shot, you got to make sure where you are between, the sun and the foreground that you're trying to capture. Because if you place the sun on the other side of the subject, you're going to introduce a ton of lens flare. So you got to be aware of that.
Hi, Lovina. Lovina just.
Hey, Lovina, how are you?
Yeah.
But I love it because I can go back and pull out additional points of view out of the exact same footage. Okay.
Yeah.
But realize these are hard drive killers. Okay.
I bet.
They, you're shooting 8K. I shoot 8K 60, and you got basically 200 degree field of view images that are then being stitched together. It takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
Now, couple of things you got to think about. You might want, and if you're not collecting too much footage at one time, you might want to use the internal storage, because that internal storage has the fastest pipeline, to write that data.
How much is there on the other 360?
42 gigs. Okay. If you're going to use SD cards, now I like SD cards because my workflow, second I get home, the card pops out, pop it into my reader here, connected to my workstation, my editing workstation, and I go to town and I move stuff over to an SSD drive or a NAND drive, and this way I can work quickly with the imagery I collected. But if you're going to do that, I'm sorry to say that you might realize some frame dropping on V30 cards. I noticed that pretty early on, where I had to wind up getting Lexar Gold V60 cards. And if you look at the specs on these cards, V30s, V60s, V90 cards, V30 cards barely make the minimum requirement for 8K video. V60 is your best bet. And from a economical standpoint, V60 is probably your best bet. V90 cards are way too expensive at this point. I wouldn't invest in those. And the other thing is, don't invest in too large of a card. I'm seeing people dropping, 256 gig cards and 512 gig cards. Man, if my drone went down, I would hate to lose all that content. If I'm,
no, even in the graphic art world, you don't want to, I mean, I don't want to keep something that yes, I don't want to lose a lot if I'm going to lose anything, and that was always the case with CF cards and cameras, kind of thing. Is we wanted to use 4 gigabyte ones because we didn't want to,
lose too much. Yeah.
If we had to rebuild,
then you have the pilots who want to change out a card with every battery, and I can understand that, because if you have a problem, listen, I had an Nevada 2 crash into a steel I-beam, okay, at a Bando site. So it wasn't a construction site; it was at a Bando site, and I got a little ahead of myself. And what happened was the file never closed. Right, I smashed the drone, and it was in the midst of writing, and that didn't close the file, and I lost that imagery. But I didn't lose what else was on the card. So as long as you're able to recover your drone, you can recover your footage, except for the last thing you were shooting. But now, me personally, I'm not going higher than 128. That's what I'm using. That's actually what I'm using on the 360. I still have plenty of room on it. Where people go wrong is they forget to reformat the card. Now, what I do is I will offload my content onto my workstation, and I'll put it on fast storage on my workstation. I will verify that it's there. That gets backed up, okay, and to a slower drive that's off system. And then I format the card back in the drone, not in the computer, back in the drone.
Yeah, no, it's always better to format
format at the right source.
Format it in the camera. Don't
format it at the right source. Absolutely.
So same head that wrote that formatted it is writing the data to it. So the blocks are definitely the same and compatible. Yeah.
So Phil says he's having good success with the V30 cards. God bless you, Phil.
And I agree with that, Phil. I mean,
God bless you.
But for 8K, I think it's different.
Yeah, well, and Phil has 360 drones, okay? But Phil, I definitely noticed frame drops. And when I saw that happening, right away, I knew what it was. It was a bottleneck at the card. Now, that's easily solved by writing directly to the drone itself. And what's great about that is now the drone doesn't have to be on to offload that. I'm not a big fan of editing on my iPhone, okay? That's not something I'm going to do. I'm also working with proxies on the machine. So I'm not actually bringing in, while I'm bringing in the files, okay, I'm actually working in proxies. I'm working with low resolution files. So that's why when you copy in, like if you're using DJI Studio, what my workflow is I create a naming convention, okay, that I have the date and the location. So, I have a folder called 2026, and in there, say for today, 0513 Solera Village. And then I'll dump all my content into there. I will take that content and drop it all those files I will bring right into DJI Studio. Now, of course, in those files, you have a couple of different file types, okay? you have a low resolution file in there that the software will actually leverage to allow you to do your editing without tripping up the machine. So that's a good thing to do. And that's my workflow. Bob, one thing I want to touch on here, if we can, is, some future drone events, some education and community stuff, right? Okay.
Yes. Well, we definitely have a plan here. That's for sure.
We have a big plan, right? So we are firmly entrenched in community matters now more than ever before. And it's taking
on a bigger role here in a different.
It is.
Yeah, and definitely
it's remembering we're part of something bigger, right, Bob? I mean, that's important. So we want to make sure that we're supporting education and responsible flying, and that we're supporting people networking with each other, because we all learn from each other, right?
Yeah.
Each one teach one.
No matter who it is.
And pilots helping pilots. Now, to that end, we have the annual Vegas Drone Meetup, which is coming up November 6th, 7th, and 8th.
May sound like a long way away right now.
It's
okay,
not, man.
I mean, it is, but I have to tell you, time flies really fast. And
if you saw our project plan, it's a Herculean. It's a Herculean lift, okay? And it looks like, there's not going to be enough time, but we'll make it happen. Bob, myself, and some very dedicated committee members over the past 2 years have run a pretty successful event, Bob, right?
I've been really happy, and everyone that's attended have written me back and said, I loved it, and I'm coming back next year. And it's amazing to see the same people back and forth, year after year.
And all the time.
It is wonderful.
But we kind of figured, Bob and I talking, we kind of figured that, we're really running a risk here. Because for the past 2 years, we've kind of run things by the seat of our pants. But this year we came up with a whole project plan. And I don't know, Bob, did it scare you? Because it scared the heck out of me, man. So we've actually...
I think so. I was pretty scared,
We didn't realize how much was involved.
Yeah. Yeah, but what's really changed though, what I would say about this is I was literally shocked at how positive the park district here, who we use, as most of you out there, if you're not from the Las Vegas area, we are using a park in Henderson, Nevada. And that happens to be where Tom lives, and where my community is like not even a block away from Henderson, kind of thing. And so, I mean, this community has just been phenomenal in everything that they're doing. And their support of what we're doing has been like overwhelmingly, and when we contacted them about this year, I made the initial contacts and said, and the first email I got back from the park district said, we are warmly welcoming the Vegas Drone Meetup back to Cornerstone Park and back to Henderson Park and Recreation. We are excited to host you. And, what I mean? I was like blown away.
It's a partnership, right? It's a partnership because it's a two-way street. We welcome their sponsorship. We welcome their assistance. Their parks are simply beautiful out here. and they've given us the premier park to have one of our major events. We'll get into some of the other events, but one of our major events is the big flyout, right? But what we do in turn is we support STEM and STEAM education. We just don't talk about it. We actually get in the trenches. Last year, our committee got in front of 700 school-age kids. This year, there's going to be a lot more, because we're actually not just getting in front of the school-age children, the 5-year-olds to 12-year-olds, but this year we're getting in front of teenagers as well.
Yeah, and a different realm.
And girls and a teenage girls program as well, because we have grown our committee with some fantastic resources. These people are wonderful folks, down to earth. They're active flyers, and we have grown the number of women that are involved in our community flying. Okay, lady droners, drone divas, a whole cast of individuals it's amazing. It's amazing. And so we've grown the community.
Who's in the chat here, Hawaii Girl Adventures.
Right. She's one of our committee members. Yeah.
Now her and Phil and Jim's Droning have just put up some videos. So, we do want to get some of these videos up before we go today. But this is this event. Tom, I didn't mean to interrupt there, but but this event is gaining so much attraction with different groups. Yeah,
and again, it definitely is a community that needs this level of diversity. Look, I've said this countless times, and this is the only way I know how to impress it upon people. I am the father of a daughter and the grandfather to granddaughters. There is no barrier here with this technology. We want more women involved in this community. We want school-aged girls and boys to understand that there's a potential career path in front of them with this technology, whether it's just to gain their interest and have them look further, and maybe even move into manned aviation. But there are so many industries that are being supported through this technology that I think this offers the school-age kids and these teenagers something to look forward to. And we try to impress upon that when we give our presentations to these groups. We try to impress upon them why it's important to pay attention at school and how to relate some of the subjects that they're taking in school to us flying drones. And we've been pretty successful with that. So that's been a good time. So we believe in supporting that education. And what we're doing this year, last year, we introduced workshops, to the Vegas drone meetup. We had workshops. We had an educational day on Friday, and we offered workshops, 1-hour workshops for $25 each. And, that was in addition to your $49.95 registration. Yes, we're not a walk-in. We're not the South Florida Drone Meetup. We're not the Northeast Meetup, and not to take anything away from them, because I've been at both. Bob has gone to South Florida Drone Meetup. Wonderful events, great community.
Multiple times, yeah.
We're a bit different in the way that, hey, we're in a destination location. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah. We're giving you an excuse to come to Las Vegas. Okay,
it's a lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah. Number two, people don't realize what we have out here. Like Bob says, Bob doesn't live in Las Vegas, by the way. Bob lives in Enterprise. Okay. Yes. I live in Henderson.
Yes.
Paradise Valley is the Las Vegas Strip. Then you have the city of Las Vegas. Then you have North Las Vegas. You have Summerlin. You have, folks, this is the Las Vegas Valley. And if you have been to Vegas but never left the Strip, boy, oh boy, you don't know what
you
you're missing.
missed the majority of it.
Oh my goodness. This is one of the most diverse areas. I mean, we have some high temperatures in the summer. 110 is a normal for a late July, early August. But a 35-minute drive
minus
to Mount
40
Charleston
degrees either,
Yeah.
In the winter.
A 30-minute drive to Mount Charleston in the middle of the summer, you're in the 70s, low 80s. Yeah. So there's a lot of diversity out here. So what we're doing this year is a lot different than what we did last year. Yep. So this year, we are imploring you to go to vegasdronemeetup.com, okay, and fill out the form up there that you're interested in either attending or sponsoring, or attending and sponsoring, okay? But get up there and sign up, vegasdronemeetup.com, vegasdronemeetup.com, because we are going to release the registration soon. I'm not telling you the date, but we're going to release it soon. And if you're signed up, you'll get a notice immediately when we release that, because this year we are including workshops for free. Okay? I'm going to say it again. Free part of the workshops. But workshops will be capped on capacity. We have 4 classrooms that City of Henderson Park and Rec is provided us, 4 classrooms, but we are capping the registration because we have a capacity issue in those classrooms. Right. We are looking, we're going to be very optimistic here. We are offering up to 16 workshops. Okay? But it's going to be on a first come, first serve sign up. So when you register, you'll select which workshops you have. They're going to be 40-minute workshops, 8 of them in the morning time slots. So we basically start at 9 a.m. And then, at 10 a.m. Is 4 workshops. 11, there's another 4. For the workshop attendees, we then have a pizza lunch that we're providing. Everybody that
came last year knows what we did,
We bought it would rival almost what Bill Ronayne does for the South Florida drone meetup with how many pizza pies he buys, right? We learned from the best.
I think we were at 22.
Yeah, okay. And so we provide a pizza lunch and the ability to network with your other workshop students. And then in the afternoon, 1 o'clock, we start another 4 workshops, and we end at 2 o'clock with another bunch of workshops. And then a couple of hours after that, we have the big social event we have the happy hour at one of our local watering holes that is very, very good to us. And that caps off that Friday. Now, on Saturday, we begin early at the same location we had the happy hour, by the way. We're doing a full breakfast. So you'll be able to select from multiple menu items, okay? Yep. And we have a full breakfast where we then have a panel discussion. And this year, what we're going to also try to introduce at that breakfast is show the winners of the 2026 Arizona Drone Fest Film Festival. And I attended that down in Phoenix. I was down there with Desi and Ken and Greg and Jason from Pilot Institute. And Chris Tenard runs that event, a fantastic event. It was at the Grand Canyon University. But watching
a number of our members as winners,
with nominees and winners.
Yes.
But let me tell you something.
Quite an event.
It was inspirational. So we're going to show some of the winners this year while everybody's having breakfast, okay? And we're going to give everybody the opportunity to collect some fantastic creative content during that weekend that they might then want to submit to the 2027 AZ Drone Fest Film Festival.
Yep.
And so we're working along with AZ Drone Fest to put that together. So that will be Saturday morning. Now, Saturday afternoon is when we go do our fly out. So, Jim, okay, we go and do our big fly out at a beautiful park in Henderson that Saturday afternoon.
They clear the park for us to fly. They also clear the airspace of this the park district themselves understand that there's going to be multiple drones at the same time, and they normally in Henderson you need a permit from the city of Henderson to fly in a park, and they are also waiving that for all of our attendees.
All the
participants. Normally a $50 permit. Okay, so that's being
an annual
waived
permit fee, right?
For all of our attendees, so no problem.
So at the fly out, of course, we have our vendors and sponsors there. We have politicians there. We'll have the media there. But we'll be giving away a ton of prizes.
Yeah.
And we'll have 1 to 2 food trucks there that we're going to provide you a food truck voucher for, so that you can have lunch and network with others. We're also going to, this year, we're adding a safety team this year. Okay. So we'll have safety directors there. We'll provide you with a schematic of the park, okay, at the breakfast in the morning. And then to anybody who doesn't attend the breakfast in the morning, why you wouldn't, I don't know. It's a free breakfast. But those of you that don't attend the breakfast and show up just at the park, you'll be handed a schematic that will show you very clearly where you can and cannot fly. Okay? So that is now Saturday afternoon. And again, that's a great time. That's where we actually take the politicians that show up. We put drones in their hands. We make them fly a drone. Okay? So that's good for all of us.
We have done that both years. We've had multiple
council members and
city council people.
Assembly.
Multiple local political people here. We want them to understand what flying a drone is all about.
Absolutely. We want them to understand the impact of the community that they're dealing with also. Okay?
Yes.
Of course, we'll take a great image. Okay, group image of everybody there.
Lot of fun.
Then Saturday night, what's happening Saturday night? Well, guess what? Saturday night's on your own.
Las Vegas.
You're in Las Vegas.
Figure this out.
Right.
If you need suggestions,
Saturday night open. Yeah. So that you can do whatever you want to do. Remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, that was true until cell phones came out, okay? So there's too many cell phones to get away and be anonymous anymore. But those of you that are thinking about flying on the Strip, I'm going to say this, and I'll repeat this numerous times. You better be fully documented, meaning you can't fly the Strip as a recreational pilot. Just forget, if you don't have a Part 107, you're not going to fly the Strip. We are not running an excursion to fly on the Strip. If you are flying on the Strip, you are flying on your own, but you better have a certificate of authorization. You better have airspace clearance. Remember, every sidewalk is owned by a resort, so you better get permission from them. And even with all that in place, okay, you should expect Homeland Security or Metro PD to roll up on you within minutes of you turning your controller and drone on. Okay, so it is one of the most restrictive airspaces in the country. And I mean that. I come from New York City. I'm telling you that after Washington, D.C., Las Vegas is probably the strictest airspace. Okay, so we are not promoting you to fly on the Strip. I fly on the Strip commercially as part of a team, and Bob can tell you how stressful that can be. Okay,
yes. I have also flown on the Strip, and it's
it abuts one of the large international airports. Okay,
yeah.
And if you create a ground stop at that airport, your worry should not be the FAA or Metro Police. It should be every airline from American Airlines to Zimbabwe Airlines suing your ass for lost revenue. So we don't promote flying on the Strip unless, again, you're documented.
You have a reason to, and you've done all the work to do it. It's not impossible. I want to put that out there. It's not impossible. If
no, it's
you
not.
Have a
and we've
deep
had
desire to do this, it can happen. But it doesn't. It will take literally a month of work to do it.
It's zero grid. It's zero grid. Okay, so that doesn't mean get on Lance and figure you'll get an authorization in 30 seconds later. This takes time. Okay, so that Saturday night, I think you should go out and have a good time. Okay, experience Vegas at night. It's a wonderful thing, and there's plenty of places to fly off Strip to get a great cityscape of Las Vegas without being in zero grid airspace. Okay, then get some rest because Sunday is Adventure Day. Sunday we have a bunch of locations lined up for groups to go out to and fly. And there might be some coupling with some of the workshops that happen on Friday. So one of the workshops on Friday, and I'll just throw this out there as a tease, will be an intro to photogrammetry and mapping. And that might seem pretty daunting to people and thinking, man, that might be too complex for me. But I'm going to tell you that within the 40-minute time frame of that workshop, you're going to get a good overview. And then what we're looking to do is one of the adventures on Sunday will be led by the instructors from that photogrammetry and mapping workshop to actually put some of those things into practical application. And you'll be surprised how easy some of this is. Now, our workshops we're planning out are basically in a couple of different categories: creative, technical, general, and community.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we're definitely going to have a women in droning workshop. Okay, that's going to be a big one, and we have some great people that are going to be running that workshop and that discussion. So
okay, hey, Tom. I've had 3 people give me videos that they wanted to show,
get them up there, Bob. We're running late to begin with.
I'm going here. Let's bring
Go
this.
for it. First
one is this is Phil George, DD Fellows in the chat there, and you know we've gotten to know him very well here.
Absolutely.
And he is just a spectacular pilot, and let's see what he's got up here for a few moments, and then we'll go on to one of the others here. There he is. And we have sound.
Remember that you have to sound before you actually launch the video.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
There we go. We got the sound of the drone. And this is, I'm believing this is probably in Utah. And this is also a short drive from Las Vegas.
There'll be lots of beeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, what people don't realize is I coming from New York City, just to get out of the New York City metropolitan area took me at least 2 hours. Here in 2 hours, I can be in a bunch of different states. Okay. So the Utah border is a little under 2 hours to reach. And actually driving up 15 to get to Utah is some incredible
it's fun.
views as you go up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Virgin Valley. Virgin Valley.
You got Virgin River up there in the Virgin Valley and in Mesquite, and then you get into the St. George area, which is gorgeous up in Utah. Okay, so
and there's a lot of great drone people in St. George.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So here, Phil is showing you some of this great 3D. What's possible here.
Can you ever get enough tiny planets? Can you really ever get enough?
Oh, that's pretty cool. All right.
So that's by the Jordan River.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. Let's see. This is Jim's Droning. Sent me a link here right off the bat. So let's play a little bit of this one. Okay. Jim has been one of the most consistent people watching our show. Jim, you must be, off at this, time and able to get on to our show. I'm excited to show a little bit here. Here we go. And we'll get some sound. Looks like he's... Here we go.
So today we're down at the park. There's a lot of people down here, but we definitely want to try this out. We want to check out the menu in the goggles there for head tracking, easy acro, and just see what they have in there. So
he has the goggles 3 on.
Record in the goggles here. Let's turn her on.
And that's what, a Neo 2?
Put her in single lens.
No, that's the Avata.
Yeah, now we know where the single lens mode is. Okay.
Let me speed this up.
So here where you can.
Okay. Oh, that's an ad.
No, you got stuck with an ad there.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
It's so calm. It's so beautiful today. Yeah, so cool. Okay,
oh yeah.
Yeah, she's a little jerky.
Jim, where is this?
Yeah, she's a little jerky.
Yeah, I'm seeing the jerky movement, Tom. That's what you were talking about. We got to be really careful about that.
Single lens mode.
Well, that's I'm going to say right now, Jim is flying in single lens mode there.
You know
what?
Okay, that's why you get that FPV type look. Okay. And that is one of the drawbacks of single lens mode. Now, I think if you're going to go with single lens mode, as a staple, then fly the Avata 2.
Because you only have single lens on Avata 2.
So the Avata 360 is not a one-size-fits-all drone, right?
Yeah.
We want to bring her down, I think. Okay, we're going to bring her in.
Yeah.
So, Bob, I'm going to...
It's possible there, isn't it? That's really exciting. That's what's possible.
I'm going to show... so, when we went and sat down with the city of Henderson, Park and Rec, we showed them a nice video we put together for the park we'll be flying at, in fact.
Yes.
And I'm going to go ahead and...
Okay. Then I have one from a Lovina to bring up.
Now,
out by the quarry cut, the desert lets go. I turn a corner and there it is, water where the dust should go. A wide green basin breathing, quiet as a held note.
This is Tom.
31 acres shining, sky folded into blue.
This
I
is
hear
where
my
the
boots on
meetup is.
gravel, then the whole world slows into Cornerstone Park, hold still. Cornerstone Park, let me breathe. Water in the desert, sun, grass, where the hard rock used to be. Cornerstone Park, hold still. Cornerstone Park, let me breathe. Everything softens here. Everything comes back to me.
Wow.
So, if you want to see the whole video, please get up to my YouTube site, and if you're not already subscribed, but
Time to do
but
that.
what,
Let me bring up Lovina's here,
yeah.
and,
So
and then I
I
think we
wrote
can
the
kind of close it
lyrics.
out.
I wrote the lyrics to the song based on information I got from Wikipedia and archive.us and a bunch of different sites. And then I, of course, AI'd the music. And no, that's not me singing. I wish I could sing that well. But, just putting all that together.
Okay, this is Lovina's. This is we know this park.
So Lovina is also a rock climber. So she's got some great spots. Let me tell you, some fantastic spots.
One of our side trips or one of our adventures on the Vegas Drone
Sunday.
Meetup is this run out to the Spring Mountains here.
Yep.
And
Mount Charleston area.
In this video is showing you where the pullouts are from this road that you can legally fly from. It's beautiful. So I mean, if you need a reason to fly in Las Vegas, this is where you can fly this. This is unique to this, and then you can be standing in a casino 45 minutes later if you wanted to be.
Yeah, folks, make sure when you come out here, stop in a casino, at least drop 20 into a slot machine. That helps me from having to pay state taxes, okay? Thank you, I appreciate that.
Please keep things going here. You might want to see a show. You can see the Wizard of Oz, 100-year-old
At the
movie.
Sphere.
At the Sphere for $105 is the minimum price per seat. So please stop by and enjoy Las Vegas.
We're surrounded by mountains. What people don't realize is the state of Nevada is the most mountainous state in the lower 48. Okay, we have hundreds of mountain ranges. And that also means we have as many basins, which are spectacular.
Yeah.
It'll go from a dry lake bed where it's as flat can be to some of the most mountainous areas. And Mount Charleston right here is one of the tallest mountains in the United States. It is just a few feet short of 12,000 feet. And like I said, there's a temperature change of anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees once you hit about the 8,000 foot level.
Now in November,
in November,
we're going to have a nice
you need a jacket or a sweater with you when you come out here. Maybe not during the day in the Vegas Valley, but definitely on any of these excursions. And when the sun goes down at night in the Vegas Valley, we have about a 20-degree swing in temperatures sometimes. So definitely bring a jacket or sweater. Plus, everywhere you go, every restaurant, every hotel, casino, entertainment venue is going to be air conditioned to the hilt. So please bring some layered clothing with you. Yep. Hey, Bob, we're running a bit over here.
We are,
So,
I know, and I need to really get out. I've had 4 different people chime me in on my phone here since we've been on.
I'm trying to keep Bob married. Okay, I was trying to find somebody else for Bob at this late stage in his life.
No,
Too
that's
much
not
effort
going to
for
work.
me. Okay, so his wife is probably right now digging her nails into something because Bob's got commitments. So
I know, it's all good. It's all good. She's at some important meeting at the moment. And of course I don't remember what it is. But anyway, I'm going to get back to work. I'm also, while I'm working, I'm watching the Colorado Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild here. This could be a closeout game for Colorado tonight. And I'm going to piss off all my Minnesota relatives. But and tomorrow night, we need everybody that's watching. I need your spirit. Go, Knights, go. Okay? We can we can take it tomorrow night also. All right. Thank you all. We will have a great time, and we will see you all soon. Tom, anything you want to close out with?
I just want to say that the drone community has matured enormously over the last decade, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. I came from the fire service community, and that's an extended family. And there was a bit of a void when I retired, but the drone community is helping fill that void. So I appreciate it, folks. I appreciate everybody in the chat. I appreciate the fine and fast friends I've made out here in the drone community. So I want to say thank you. So with that, hey, remember, folks, fly safe, fly responsibly, and it's not going to take away from the fun of it all. So enjoy yourself.
Not at all. Keep enjoying life. Thank you all.
And as Ringo Starr said, peace and love.